Hi there, Reynaldo here from Enlightened Super Trader Education. Thank you, by the way, if you've been watching any of my videos or reading my forecast with the S&P 500. Today, we're going to go through in terms of what next week could bring, the possibilities based on probability. And at the same time, we're going to have a trading workshop on Wednesday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go through how to control anxiety when it comes to trading impulsiveness. So I'm going to show one very powerful, simple technique that you would be able to use before or during trading, especially with trade management. All right, so without further ado, let's go through and have a look at the S&P 500 from here. You should be able to see my screen right now. And so here's the weekly chart for the S&P 500. Notice that this week was a very bullish candle right here. There's a lot of demand. It broke out the major correctional downtrend right here, the primary downtrend. So where to from here? Based on probability, the odds that it's going to break these high at 2801 or it's going to retest these major supply area between 2790 and 2808 is highly probable. So if you've been following my report or my update, a month ago I stated that if it did break this secondary downtrend where it's going to fill up, so this is where we analyzed it, it corrected itself to the downside, and then it continued to the upside where the strong area of supply basically held its price, a lot of resistance of sellers, and it came back all the way down. And then when I analyzed it, this major trend line got broken. And it was pretty solid. At one point, the price was over here on 2604 after the low got created here at 2591.7. And if you missed out on last Friday's live trading class where I revealed the answer, congratulations to Martin, was the only person actually who got the answer right. Closing price points are very important, the price points, because they're institutional price points. So the error is that never assume and never anticipate that the price will just stay around an area without actually confirming where the closing price is going to be. So right at this point in time, sellers were in control, meaning there's more supply than demand. Then at the very end, buyers did come in where it was so strong, and it broke out this solid area of demand. So just imagine when there's a lot of selling pressure to the downside based on the previous candle, and then all of a sudden buyers did come in, sellers are now depleting. When there's two forces, so while there's a lot of selling pressure and then in the end buyers are taking over, imagine the amount of force, amount of buyers pushing the price to the upside just to cover within the area of demand. So it goes back to my original verdict that in terms of bullish, short-term bullish to medium to longer term bullish, as long as it breaks through certain conditions. And then basically from there, it went through clearly the following day. Price just broke out really rapidly, creating new higher highs for the past previous 2 days. And then it went through the strong area of supply where there's a lot of buying pressure at one point, and sellers did come in. They weren't too sure. 2 days in a row, you have two uncertainty candles, came back down, came back up, and then just simply, if you notice this quaternary uptrend line, this is a very significant trend line as well. And the reason because of this trough or this low right here that basically got created. And then there's a nice clear breakout where price broke out the strong area of supply, and then a major area of supply And the last but not the least, this high, which is now 27.16, got broken out. So in other words, from a higher low, we now have a new higher high with no confirmation. So in my own honest opinion, the odds and probability that they're going now to retest this area right here, area of supply between 2788 and 2801 is highly probable. And if this breaks out, then it's going to retest the major high that happened here at January 29, the beginning of the year, with a price of 2876.8. So my medium to longer term is still on track in terms of bullish. Short term, once we're going to see some form, I believe there's going to be some form of a barrier somewhere around here, around the 2753, 2759. Going to slow down a little bit. In actual fact, the next high that it has to retest is this here, 2738.5. And notice it's also running out of steam. So when it's running out of steam, running out of momentum, you're going to have some form of uncertainty, stabilization, and then minor correction before a continuation. When it corrects itself, it will retest this that used to be a supply that becomes now a demand. Okay, so that's my take on that. Thank you very much for listening. And once again, make sure to attend the part of your free education is to how to control your emotions of anxiety before and during trade. All right, guys, take care. Till next time. Happy trading. See you later.